of working with Bob Anderson as my sword master.
You know, he used to train Errol Flynn. Oh, and he was Darth Vader doing all the lightsaber work.
Darth Vader, yeah. It's just a cloak and a helmet that I was underneath it all. After so many years doing all this sword play for film work, I thought it would be a good idea if I had my own sword, which one might call the Bob Anderson sword, which I could use in films, and it would be made to my own specification. So I spent a lot of time developing a sword and sword blade that was well balanced and quite nice to use.
Are you ready? You're as ready as you can be. And he goes, yeah, of course. And just with it, like in a sort of Yoda moment, you know, this sort of Zen master moment. I don't know how he did it, but Bob, with just a little flick, sent the guy's sword flying across the room.
I teach from the fight backwards to the technique.
Bob looked at him and said, well, that was probably unfair. You probably weren't really ready. Why don't you go get it again? Go pick up your sword. And the guy came back, he's sort of red-faced, and he said, now get ready. Really get ready. And the man really got quite ready this time. This wasn't going to happen again. And Bob said, are you ready? And he said, yes, master. He says, you sure? He goes, okay. And then Bob just went like that again, almost an imperceptible movement, and the sword went flying across the room again. And it was magical. It was amazing.
I'd always say that I never took up the sword. I think the sword took me up.
And he did this from a sitting position. He never got up.
Okay, now, because of my special interest in swords, I got to know the Leon Paul family very well. They were the only ones actually able to make good swords. And I think in those days, most of the swords that were used in the Olympics were Leon Paul swords. And I worked down the workshop for a considerable time in order to get the feel of how the swords were made and the balance, how to get the right balance and so on. So I spent quite a bit of time with the Paul family.